There was a get-together late yesterday of some of the most powerful people in economics, and together they soothed any fears of a potential recession hitting the U.S. Steve Liesman has the story.
It was the first time that the three former and current Fed chairs appeared at the same event. Call it Fed All-Star Night, as current Fed Chair Janet Yellen was joined by her predecessors Ben Bernanke and Paul Volcker on stage, and Alan Greenspan via satellite from Washington. And they gave a qualified but generally healthy outlook to the U.S. economy, with Yellen rejecting the charge that the U.S. was in a bubble.
We think that it's partly transitory influences, namely declining oil prices and the strong dollar, that are responsible for pulling inflation below the 2% level we think is most desirable. So I think we're making progress there as well. And this is an economy on a solid course, not a bubble economy.
You can only hope this doesn't end up in a Jeopardy question of famous last words by Fed chairs for 100. Greenspan himself was plain-spoken about just how difficult it is for the Fed to forecast.
Monetary policy is very largely economic forecasting. And our ability to forecast is significantly limited. And we have to keep the context of what we say in the context of what we know.
Greenspan famously warned about the dangers of irrational exuberance in stock prices in December 1996, only to see prices soar 75% over the next 3 years. Bernanke suggested at the beginning of '07 that subprime problems wouldn't hurt the broader economy or financial markets, and we all know how that ended up. Still, here's what Bernanke said about the U.S. economy right now.
Domestic U.S. economy is moving forward. Households are pretty strong, financially speaking. Housing sector is continuing to expand and so on. So I don't see any particular reason to think that a recession is any more likely in 2016 than it was in 2015 or 2014.
All the Fed chairs agreed with the recent emphasis of Fed policy on global risks. And while Yellen said rates would be rising, she was clear the Fed would be gradual and cautious in hiking those rates. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Steve Liesman.